Hi again, YouTubers. So this is a review of the Lancome Teint Idol Ultra 24-hour foundation. This is what the packaging looks like. You can purchase this at Sephora, and I have it on right now. And I will say, of the liquid foundations I've tried, this is probably one of my favorite ones right now. I love the coverage it gives. It gives a nice, I would say, medium coverage. It can be built up a little bit more, or it can be sheared out with a moisturizer if you need it to be a little bit less. But overall, it gives a nice coverage without looking heavy or cakey. I tend to apply it with a brush. I use this Coastal Scents BRCS29. It's a lot of numbers, but this is what I tend to use, and I actually just stipple it on and then I buff it in, and it seems to work really well for me. I do feel like I need more pumps of this than I do a normal foundation, but it might just be the pump. I use 4 pumps of this, which seems like a lot, but also I've been using it for on and off because when I'm home, I've been using my airbrush a lot. I have been using this, I would say I used it through the entire month of July, part of August, and part of September. So a good amount, and I still have probably this much left to it, even with using 4 pumps. So that's kind of impressive. The finish of it is a satin finish. It is not dewy looking, and it is not matte looking. It just has a slight sheen to it. If you can see, I mean, keep in mind, I've also done powder over it and highlighters and things like that. So what you're seeing here is not from the foundation. It's actually a highlighter on my cheeks. But it gives a nice satin look, which makes your face look like it has dimension. If a foundation is too matte, it can make you look like you don't have any, like your cheekbones don't sit up, things like that. So this gives you nice dimension, and it just gives you a nice healthy glow to you without looking dewy or looking greasy or looking oily. And we all know I hate that look, so that is not what I'm going for. It does stay all day for me, which is pretty impressive, but keep in mind I also set with mineral powders and a Scandinavia bridal makeup finish. I always use those 2 things, so keep that part in mind. I don't know if the bridal makeup spray is actually helping it. If you see me looking down, I'm just checking on MJ. He's sleeping right here next to me. He fell asleep in his little bouncy chair. So I don't know if the longevity of how long this is staying on is truly the foundation or the Scandinavia. I feel as if this alone, I have used it just alone, thrown it on to run some errands and things like that, and it doesn't move, but I've never done a full test of like all day with just this, because most people do use a powder to set and things like that. I do think their color range is very good. It was easy for me to, I actually color matched myself just by reading on Sephora's website and knowing my own skin tone and colors. I was able to pick a color from their descriptions, which seemed to be very good. I do really think that of the Lancome products, this is a good one. I had tried one a long while ago. It came in a tube, and it was called Teint something, and it was supposed to be a long wearing one. Teint Fresh Idol, I think it was called, or something. I don't even know if they carry it anymore. That one was thin and too liquidy, and just I just couldn't get it to work right for me in comparison to this. This has been really, truly great. Now, one thing I will say that's funny too is when I lay it on its side, I can't, most of my drawers, something like this doesn't fit standing up. So I was laying it on its side, and it all goes to one side. So because it has a pump, which I've made a mess of, you can see this pump is already gross. I need to wipe it off. That's from laying it on its side. When it's laying on its side, the pump gets kind of gross and the product's harder to get out, so then you have to shake it down. So I do have to leave this one sitting upright on my vanity, just so that everything stays down in the bottom and works well. It wasn't an issue when I first got it, but the lower I get, obviously, the harder it is to get the product out when it's on its side. So overall, I think this is a great product if you're looking for a new foundation. It's definitely one I would suggest giving a try. It is by far one of my favorites right now as far as finish, longevity and just color range. I think it's really great product. I have applied it as well with my fingers, I want to mention, and it does work well. I just feel like I apply too much when I use my fingers, so I do stick with a brush. Any type of brush will work for you. I've used this brush, I've used a buffing brush by Sigma, my F80, and I have used the Sephora 55. This seems to be the one I go back to with this foundation though for some reason. So I hope you found this review helpful. Let me know if you have any questions, and thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a great day. Bye.